Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Brings up 3rd down.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Back to throw here. Oh, he almost picked him. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And a gain of about 4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will have the 1st down as he's up to his 17-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the 1st quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. 1st quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Check 4, check 4. Fair. Go. Say. Get it.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, Lawrence. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And an alley to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Go out. Watch twins. Hey, echo. Let's go, Mike 50. Let's get the ball. Ready.
Throwing on first down, Lawrence. He's able to find Wallace. And he's got this down to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but the big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Justin Lane. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
On play action, they'll throw. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Flipper. 10 Lobo. Alert 3.
This is Ingram on first and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
70, Indy. Hey, exit. Here we go. Check now.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. He'll let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free.
Leo.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And this is caught at the 8. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. They'll try to run with Breida. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. A check on Breida's numbers from last week. 22 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Second and goal from the 1.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. Get that quarterback, D-line.
They'll try to run this one in. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A 1-yard run on first down, another one on second. Tell you, it doesn't do much for the yards per carry average, but it gets them 6 points.
And I just wonder in contract negotiations, do you show the 6 points scored, or do you show the yards per carry
I'm
first?
showing the 6 points.
No doubt about it. And his team benefits. They don't care about yards per carry. They just care about points up on the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
6-0 our score after 1.
Niners 6, Packers nothing.
Ready. And Lobo. Watch the slip. Ready, go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me?
And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
That's what I do.
Ready, go.
Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now it's Breida. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Rock it. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Hey! Check 99, 25. What? Squeeze. 25. Check 25.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
51, Mike. Mike 51. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Ready. On 4th down, Lawrence. Got his target, Samuel. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, here's Breida. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Just like that. Kill. Tighten up.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off.
Rush in.
On 1st down, Lawrence. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll look to run with Ingram. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. 2nd and 2. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 13 yards, first down, Packers. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 35. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. They're going to look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's second down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit them with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
He's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. 2nd down and inches. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. This one taken from the 7. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll look to throw. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll set up a throw. Making the catch is Sternberger. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Big hit.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. 64 was Matt Prater's record. This would top that by a yard. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we reach half. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. And the third quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Following the pickup with 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, Sam on. Alert 3. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check.
Ingram again. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Off the play fake, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Packers get a score closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this is up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Mike 50. Tackles.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On second down now, McFarland. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Remember, as they try to run the ball down here, Charles, this is the number 2 rush defense in the league.
So do you accept the challenge up front? Do you get your offensive line together, get your tight end in the ball game and say, I don't care that they're number 2. Let's go ahead and show them that we can run the ball anyway? Or do you do the best thing and throw the darn thing and try and get in the end zone?
Maybe that's wiser. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
They can't stop us, baby.
Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you're talking about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles usually... You're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys, but let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Leo. Watch the twist. Sit.
Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And San Francisco gets set to go here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tough... spot. You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Check pass, check pass.
Yes.
Check go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Off play action. Lawrence going long here for Wallace. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter.
Hey, Delta.
50, Mike 50, Mike 50. I'm coming for you, son.
Big grip.
Throwing again. Lawrence. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Niners on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Mike 50.
From the gun, Lawrence completes it to Samuel. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Switch. Go.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Look, squeeze. Look at me. Door.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety.
Hey, box truck. Hit it.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Alexander, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The pass there over the middle to start things out. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 2nd and 1. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll set up to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
He'll look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The Packers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing.
And the pressure gets to him again. Cleveland Farrell, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Here's Ingram looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And now right out of the 2-minute break, We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. Hey,
Now.
Mike is a 50.
Stand.
Who that?
On fourth down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert, lock in here, fourth down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
They'll look to throw here. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So down only 2 now, still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up and they tend to play well.
They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Lawrence. Got his man there. It's Wallace complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understanding where they are on the field?
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away.
Go!
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Bravo.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
Get ready.
They'll look to throw again. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
I smell fear in that offense. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Second and 14. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
They'll try and run. Ingram. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, well, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
He'll look to throw. And that's complete to Adams. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for San Francisco, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit
feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah. What? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah. Yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us. No barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much. Actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard from your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog. I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like blah. Yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I piss on my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you.